NFL.com's Kevin Petra announces that Delaine Walker is going to be working out with the 49ers. The 36-year-old tight end began his career in San Francisco, spending 7 years in the Bay after he was selected in the 6th round of '06. Playing alongside draft mate Vernon Davis, Walker tallied 1,465 yards and 8 touchdowns from '06 to 2012. In 2013, Walker left for Tennessee, and we saw his production skyrocket. The athletic pass catcher made 3 Pro Bowls in 7 seasons with the Titans, and gaining 4,423 yards and 28 touchdowns on 381 receptions. After being released by the Titans in 2020, Walker decided to sit out due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A final reunion in San Francisco could bring his career full circle. Adam Wells of Bleacher Report reports that Ben Roethlisberger felt it was necessary for him to take a pay cut in his new contract with the Steelers. "I'm black and gold through and through," Roethlisberger said. "I want to be here. I don't want to be anywhere else." Roethlisberger signed his new deal March 4th, and it's reported that the 6-time Pro Bowler reduced his salary from $19 million to $14 million and saved the Steelers $15 million in immediate cap space. The 39-year-old Roethlisberger is entering his 18th season. Last year, he threw for 3,803 yards with 33 touchdowns. NFL.com's Kevin Petra reports that ex-Washington tackle Morgan Moses is a visit with the Bears. The offensive tackle also met with the Jets the previous week. Moses has started every game in Washington since 2015, mostly at right tackle. The 30-year-old did make 2 starts at left tackle last year, and he performed pretty well. After Washington added Charles Leno, the club shopped Moses via trade, but with 2 years left on his contract, they found no suitors. Now that Moses is free to decide where he wants to go, the veteran offensive tackle seems to have options. Nick Shook of NFL.com reports that the Houston Texans are signing former Patriots running back Rex Burkhead to a 1-year deal. Burkhead spent 4 seasons with the Patriots as a backup and pass catcher out of the backfield. He carried the ball 253 times for 1,026 yards and 11 touchdowns, while also catching 96 passes for 856 yards and had 7 touchdowns from 2017 to 2020. Houston now has 7 at the position with the addition of Burkhead. Some of the other big names in this backfield are David Johnson, Mark Ingram, and Philip Lindsay, who are all trying to create new magic at various stages of their individual careers. We'll see whether the 28-year-old Burkhead can carve out a similar role with the Texans that he had with the Patriots. Jake Illman of Sportscasting reports that Troy Vincent will make NFL history if Roger Goodell names him the league's next commissioner. The former Philadelphia Eagles defensive back has spent several years serving as one of Roger Goodell's closest confidants. The time could be approaching where Vincent, a Pro Bowl cornerback in his prime, eventually succeeds Goodell as commissioner. If that comes to fruition, the sports landscape as we know it will be changed in a historic way. Goodell turned 62 in February, and if he isn't stepping down yet, the time could be coming sooner than one might think. According to NBC Sports, the commissioner hasn't yet decided if he'll remain in power when his contract ends in 3 years. When Goodell eventually does move on, Troy Vincent has emerged as an early favorite to replace him. Vincent, who turns 51 in a couple days, is currently the NFL's Executive Vice President of Football Operations. Other than Goodell, few people in the NFL hold more power than the former Pro Bowl defensive back. The league has not had a former player hold the role of commissioner since before the AFL and NFL merger in 1966. None of the other 3 major American sports leagues have ever had an ex-player serve as commissioner. If Vincent breaks the glass ceiling, it will be interesting to see what other leagues follow. Sportscasting.com is stating that the NFL is mandating digital tickets from here on out. The NFL can't wait for stadiums to get back to full capacity, but Commissioner Roger Goodell plans on enforcing a new policy that will be a blow-up to scrapbookers everywhere. Ticket stubs are about to be a thing of the past because digital tickets are taking over. The NFL announced that it will become the country's first major sports league requiring paperless tickets to all games beginning in the fall. This is a policy that's being accelerated due to the pandemic and a concern that COVID-19 can be transmitted via contact with objects and surfaces. Converting to this digital system where tickets are on your smartphone means an end to the fans that keep the stubs as memories of the games they attended. On the other hand, it's another step towards reducing fraud and can make it easier for fans to sell unneeded tickets. According to Front Office Sports, the San Francisco 49ers, Atlanta Falcons, and Tennessee Titans are among the teams that are already taking technology farther by using cashless transactions at concession stands. Check out this one-handed snag that the Rams posted of Cooper Kupp in training camp. Not only did he catch it with one hand over the defender, he was able to keep 2 feet in bounds. Are there other receivers around the league that you think would be able to make this catch? Let us know in the comments what wide receivers you think have these kinds of hands. Chris Rowling of Bengals Wire reports that Ja'Marr Chase finalized his rookie deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. Chase has flown under the radar in the Bengals world because everyone's talking about Joe Burrow's comeback. However, Chase and the Bengals were able to come to a 4-year, $30.8 million agreement, plus with a $19.7 million signing bonus, and the cap hit this year is only $5.6 million. Ja'Marr Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins are projected to be the top 3 wide receivers in the locker room, and all 3 of their cap hit combined accounts for $17 million against the cap this season. With Ja'Marr Chase's signing, the Bengals have signed all 10 of their rookie draft picks from 2021. Bleacher Report's Adam Wells writes that the Atlanta Falcons head coach Arthur Smith won't commit to Julio Jones at minicamp amid trade rumors. Wells writes that Smith was coy when asked about the possibility of Julio Jones being with the team at the start of mandatory minicamp next week. We have conversations all the time with our players, and there's good communication back and forth, multiple avenues, Smith said. So we'll see what happens next week, where we're at, I can answer that for you next week. Several teams have been linked to Jones' potential trade, and ESPN reported last week that Falcons have a first-round pick on the table from an unnamed club. The 49ers, Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Rams, and Seattle Seahawks have all been linked to a trade for Julio. However, Kimberly Martin reported on Get Up that the Rams and Ravens are done going after Julio. It's unclear at this point if a deal is imminent, but the Falcons did help themselves by waiting out until after June 1st because now his dead cap hit for the season is only $7.75 million. NFL.com's Nick Shook reports that Frank Gore is waiting for the right situation before he considers retirement. At 38 years old, it would be totally unsurprising if Frank Gore calls it quits. But he's not quite ready to do that yet. Gore is a man without a team entering the 2021 season, but the free agent is preparing as if he'll play somewhere this fall. I know that I can still play the game. I know that I can help a team, Gore said on Thursday. But it's also got to be the right situation that I feel that I can be on a team that will go to the playoffs and get a chance probably to win the Super Bowl. I know that I can still play the game of football, but I also want to be in the right situation on the right team. Gore stated he has been receiving some calls, but he's waiting it out before he makes a decision. And if none of the available options are suitable for Gore, he might just walk away from the game. As it stands, Gore has exactly 16,000 career rushing yards, still 2,355 yards from all-time leader Emmitt Smith, and 726 yards from the late Walter Payton. Still, 1,600 is a very cool number to retire on. It sounds, though, as if Gore's not quite ready to do that yet. That's going to wrap it up for our NFL news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to TMM and click the bell to be notified whenever we post in the future. Stay tuned.